If the algorithm sent you this video, it's probably because you feel like you're just started and you're already fucking up. You don't know what the shit to do, but you need some help. I'm gonna give it to you straight up, no bullshit, exactly what you need. But let me tell you this first.
Okay.
Oh, I get it. Having a terrible start to the year can really fuck you up, and it'll definitely make you feel like you're bullshit the whole time, or make you feel like this is gonna be an awful year. What the fuck am I gonna do? But before we start that, let me tell you a story of how shitty my life was and how I got back on my feet that can actually help you in your life. So I was a hikikomori, which is basically a loser, virgin, fucking poor guy who never knew how to talk to anyone, never talked to girls. It was an awful situation for 5+ years. So you can imagine my resolutions were basically targeting those every year. How to talk to more women, how to get fucking jacked, how to make 10K a month, how to make myself look like a fucking god. And through trial and error, through a lot of falling down my fucking face, it just went south. I wish I knew all these tips I'm about to share with you, but I didn't know shit. So when I started targeting them, specifically, for example, weight loss, I was fucking obese. I was like 40+ body fat. You can imagine I'd eat tons of different type of chips every day, eat tons of bags, maybe mix it up, put some cookies in there, sweet and salty. And when I really wanted to lose weight, I would get rid of the sweetness and stick to the chips, because at least I was hitting some type of calorie deficit. Didn't even know what the fuck that word meant. And I would never even run. I would just walk the whole time and assume I lost like 510,000 calories or something like that, because I've never moved that much. To me, I was super winded. Let's move on from there. You can imagine that was fucking awful. When it came to gaining lots of money, it went really south from there. You'd hear so many different type of advice. Start this business. These are exactly the tips that I would do, but I'm giving it to you without a paywall. Bullshit. All these big-headed fuckers online ruined my fucking year or two. There was no way that I was going to be motivated enough to just keep doing the same shit when I was seeing $0. Maybe even doing worse, because some websites would tell you need your social security, which you should never be giving no matter what the fuck you're doing. Also, when the government up your butt saying that there's 3 of you, but how's that possible? There's only one ugly ass guy that looks like you. You'll be so copied, you'd have to move out of Earth and go to Mars just to be a normal person again. And that was my situation with money. It just didn't even know where everything started. No one really helped me, so I wasted a ton of time being scammed. Looking through TikToks will get you $1 each swipe. Fuck no, it didn't. After that, I ended up trying to be more social, so I would go to different places, try to meet different people. I was really shy, so you can imagine that everyone would think I'm a weird person, or at least in my head I'd say, oh, it's so weird getting to know people that you don't know ever. Tons of people are just looking for someone to conversate, truly, and people are really nice. And for the first 3 years, I would just feel like giving up right away, because I didn't know these people. What do I do after I get to talk to them a little bit? Didn't have any advice at all. No one told me anything. You look online, there's so much polarizing information online that there's no way that someone who doesn't know how to socialize at all or talk to any person would know the answer to. So I stopped talking to people for another 2 years after that. Too much of an embarrassment. And even less if they're bitches. Didn't even have the nerve to talk to them. So good luck, loser. No way that's ever gonna happen. And then after that, I wanted to read all these self-help books, and then all of One Piece. Bullshit never happened. It was crazy, because you do one thing and then you get tired because you've never done any of these things before. For example, you want to tell a fat ass to go and run around a track, come home and start reading books that look boring. Even if you read One Piece and that was really interesting, I need to take a fucking nap before that happens. And after the nap, I gotta go eat breakfast. So this can keep going on. And I didn't even know how to schedule at that point. So a lot of useless fucking years. And don't get me wrong, tons of people in my ear saying, you're such a loser, go get a job. And I was so lazy, I didn't want to do shit but play video games and jack off all day and eat snacks. And I was really cool with that for 34 years until the final one, and that's when I made the big change. Well, as big as I can even do, not like huge fake manhwa change. No, it happened step by step by working hard every day and not quitting. And these are the things that I changed that are gonna help you. So grab a notepad or open up your apps, do whatever it is, write this down, jot it. Let's go. Here are just some principles about life that you need to understand so you can get to your goals this year. So time moves forward even if you want it to or not. You not doing something is still making a move. So let's say you decide not to practice piano, not to study, or not to read, whatever it is. You doing that is always sending you back. By now you probably know this, and that's the reason why you're here. But always remember, if you tell your brain, I have a choice whether I want to do it or not, and if I don't do it, it's not going to end well. But if I do it, even just a little bit, day by day, if you keep trying, even at a snail's pace, eventually that snail's pace will accumulate to something huge. You just have to keep doing it and learning from those mistakes. Always remember, make the mistakes and learn from them as much as you can. And if you do make mistakes, forget about them. It doesn't matter. During a war, you can't just keep thinking about the person who just died. You gotta keep going. It's a battle you must win. Remember, it doesn't have to be that insane, but just keep yourself tough, keep yourself disciplined, and never stop whatever you want to do. At first, it might feel like nothing's happening, nothing's changing, even for a few months even, some things, such as if you're reading a self-help book, you're reading it and you think, I'm not gaining any information. I'm just reading and it goes into the trash right after that. But it's because you don't apply it. Once you start applying it, it'll make way more sense. It's because you think it doesn't apply to your life, but it does. You just have to find the value in every single thing. Remember, the last thing you want to know is it's 1 year later and I felt like I haven't done shit. It's the same person, same year, same regrets. One thing that I've seen a lot of people, not just myself, but people I've talked to offline that have helped, is they keep comparing themselves to someone that has already achieved their goal, but you don't even know the backstory. And even if they tell you, you don't even know if it's true or not. You have to end up paying for things because, truthfully, let's be honest, most things in this life that are useful are not going to be free. So now that you know, or you already know, that people don't give things out for free, especially when it's information, you can move on from there and say, all right, I don't know how they got to whatever, being buff or getting 10k or being able to read all this manga and beat all these video games that fast. You don't know. They just keep posting tips, but that's not really what's going to help you. Everyone's in a different situation. Fucking schmucks. You can't listen to them. You only listen to people, I mean really just yourself, to be honest with you. Absorb their tips, such as the same tips that everyone gives you, because I'm sure they have some value. Eat less, lift more, whatever the case may be. If they're giving you small tips without a big ass explanation on why, it's not useful information. Really mean is you can't use it as your full basis on moving forward from here. You need to think about every statement that they say that you think is facts as a way to research more. Research into it. Don't just take it face value. Know that everything online is either edited or meant to sell you something, and that is why it's the way it is. Also, you gotta be fucking realistic with yourself. If you're like me, poor, ugly, fat, whatever it is, there's no way you're gonna be able to achieve that in 2 years free. It's gonna take you way longer than that without any help from someone who's actually done it before. So really, stop comparing your dumbass. There's no way you'll get to that. Plus, they're not as far up there as you think they are. There's other shit that you don't know about them that you probably fucking hate, but this is the one thing that matters the most to you. Damn, I'm dropping free bombs here. Also, the next thing is you're overthinking things. That's if you think something is really difficult or it's not going to work out ever, you're overthinking it. You need to start doing things and messing up and learning from those mistakes, because that's true knowledge that your brain will take in. For example, if you feel like reading all of One Piece is too difficult and you've never read even 20 chapters because you think it's 1,000 chapters plus is too long, it'll never happen. Once you start reading 10 chapters a day, maybe it's not a day, maybe it's more like 10 chapters even a week, you have a really busy schedule, then eventually through the process you'll figure out, okay, it's possible. You just got to put in the reps. Same as lifting weights. If you feel like it's going to be too hard, you'll never get to that number of body fat, or even just losing fat in general, not even to get supermodel looking. If you don't even try, you will never even succeed. It's corny, it's stupid, but it's a true saying. There's a lot of value in that statement. Yeah, your dumbass teacher probably says it or has a poster of it, but it works. And if you've seen my other videos and you say, oh, but you tell us all the time to schedule out everything point by point. But remember, I also say you'll have to start doing it every single time and not just plan. And if you are saying that, good for you. I feel you should challenge every single thing that anyone ever says, even if you trust them 100%. Since of course you don't even know who I am, how are you going to trust everything I say? I could be lying to you, you don't even know. It's either you're overthinking it or it's the pure opposite. You're underthinking it. You're making tons of mistakes. You're not even thinking about how you can never make that mistake again, because you don't take out a piece of paper. You're not writing down all the mistakes you've done and what are the opposite things you can do that can counter that. For example, let's say you don't know how to talk to people and the only thing you're doing is getting out there and you're talking to everyone that you meet. That in itself, if you don't figure out that, what energy you're giving off, if you're being annoying, there's so many things that people don't like. And if you're being too nice, that's another thing that doesn't get you anywhere, depending on what you want in life, socially. If it's to talk to hot girls, then you're gonna have to get in line, buddy. It's gonna take a long time to fix. And when I say get in line, not in the wait your turn, I mean it's gonna be a long process to even achieve this goal, but it's the point to not giving up that you just keep doing. That's what happens. And the problem with not thinking enough is that you keep messing up. You're just a hamster rolling around a wheel. You're gonna tire yourself out, and even if you don't, you have all that energy, eventually you'll become an old rat who just passes away in that one wheel, never achieving anything. And one major reason that you've noticed since you haven't done anything all year and time has passed and you're just worried is it's because of your bad habits. You notice that you have tons of them. You either jack off, play too many video games, eat too many snacks, you don't socialize enough, you keep to yourself, you're not talking to anyone outside of your own social group. There's tons of bad habits and you're not even trying to get rid of any of them. You just keep losing to them. Or even if you are trying, I also tried tons of shit. It's there. They're habits that you've built throughout the years that feel more comfortable, and if you don't get uncomfortable, it's not going to change at all. What you really want to do right now is look up why you have all these bad habits online and really figure out how you're going to apply that to your life. If it's about jacking off, figure out how to stop doing that, whether it's completely take yourself out of the internet for as long as you can. If it's you want to read but you feel bored of reading, then just read one page a day and keep adding to that one page, and eventually you're done with the chapters. Eventually after the chapters you're done with the book, and then you can start to the next book and the next book, and you figure out this is a lot easier. It's the reps you put in that changes everything. Always remember, it's a marathon. It's going to take a long time, especially if you've never done this before, to even get rid of this disgusting habit that you have. I know for me, all those bad habits still come back. I'm no saint. I'm no an all-knowing God that can change everything, all the bad shit that ever is going to happen to me. It's not possible. The only person that has the power for you is yourself. So get down to it. It's the hard work that changes everything. But honestly, I know what you want. You want to know that there's a reason to keep going. You want to believe in something that actually is going to happen. So here's what I suggest you do. Keep a note of all the things that you want to do, and out of all those goals or all those resolutions, you pick 3 out of the million that you have, and they have to be very different from each other. Once you have the 3, make a list of all the things that might stand in your way, all the negatives, what can you fail at, and then all the things that you'll want to do to counter the negatives, so you know exactly what's going to happen and what you're going to do in that situation. And on the other side, you want to put positives. What are you going to gain from this? What is it? The money, the women, the knowledge, or maybe it's the thousands of chapters of manga you're going to read. Either way, it's an awesome thing to have in your book. So after you're done making that list, what are you going to do? You're also going to have to write down who's going to help you, how much it's going to take, what interesting mistakes that you find online that you weren't thinking about have you learned from people online. So essentially, start doing some research. And after about a week, stop all this researching, stop all this planning. It's time to go into attack. It's time to go and punch that bitch. But I want to emphasize that you have to make sure you do the most research, and not just ego research where you're looking up all the good stuff, look up all the bad stuff, and really dig in there for a full week. And right after that, you're going to start pursuing whatever it is, whether it's weight loss, or maybe it's reading 1,000 chapters, or maybe it's talking to people to stop being shy. And I know it sounds fucking crazy, like, I've already tried this before, or you think I'm really going to start that right now? But after you get all your nerves and all the bad shit that keeps telling you that you can't, you're going to have to choke that shit out and say, you can. You will believe in it. So the most important thing that you want to develop are these habits, because habits are the thing that will get you the discipline that you want. You're going to want a habit stack also. So if you're reading self-help books, I think you already know this, but if you're not reading Atomic Habits, read it. Everybody who's listening to this wants a habit stack. So you're going to want to pick a place, the habit you're going to do, and at what time. And after that, you want to already know the next thing you want to do. So similar to a schedule, but you want to do it right next to each other, almost like a compound exercise for you gym bros, you buff fucking nerds. The thing is, once you start doing compound exercises, which is doing 2 things to attack different muscles, it's way more efficient than doing one. And after it, you can reward yourself with whatever you want, unless you're fucking fat, in which case, not whatever you want, but you can reward yourself with some small snack or something, and then you get right back to work. And this is probably the best way to live your life in order to actually complete resolutions by the end of the year. And if you're new, you might be thinking, how do I even make a habit? And it's typically you gotta work on it daily, and somewhere around, I would say, 4 to 5 weeks, it becomes a habit because you've done it so many times. But even with a habit, you're gonna have to do it even halfway through the year. It's gonna want to punch you in the pussy and test whether you have real balls or not. Halfway through the year, you probably know if this habit is actually working out, or you're just kind of being a fake fucker who just kind of does it, puts half foot in, half foot out. Nah, you want your full 2 feet in front of you, walking, doing the talking. You want the bit. So you also want to put that discipline in there and resilience, because without resilience, the discipline is going to be very difficult. So if someone shoves you down the ground, kicks your ass, and tells you not to get the fuck up, you're going to get up. You're going to get up no matter how hard the ass whooping is, and still go to your job. You're still going to do your business no matter what happens. And that's truly what's going to get you to the places you want to be. So you might be thinking, this is going to be so difficult. Fuck you, man. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And in my head, I'm thinking, all right, I fucking get you. It's tough hearing the truth. And also, it's a long road. And the moment that you actually get on it, the faster you'll get to the end of that track. And on top of that, making mistakes is exactly what you want to do. You want to make as many mistakes as you want. At least if you make your goal to make as many mistakes this year, so next year you know what you're doing, that's perfect. But if you're in a time crunch or you must do it this year, then this is what you have to do. Make the mistakes and learn from them automatically. Mistakes are the thing that makes you grow the most. You know how they make plants grow? They put shit on it so it grows even harder. It's called fertilizer, and you need to put fertilizer on your plants, your dreams, your goals, so all your dreams can grow and become the most. Look, I don't really get it why people are so scared of making mistakes. That beats at least not doing it. At least you tried. That's exactly what you want to do, right? You want to know that you tried and tried and you didn't give up until it's the very end, until they freaking knock the hell out of you and it's a TKO. Think about it this way. How many mistakes has your favorite main character ever made? Some of them, depending on which one it is, it's so fucking stupid. None. They already knew the mistake was coming, and that's why you are the way you are. You probably think that's real life. But if you take someone like Guts, how many mistakes in his fucking life has he made? Tons, right? And look at him now. He's this really buff dude who kills demons. Shit happens, and you become a strong warrior out of it. There's no losing. As long as you just do, you make the mistakes, dust that shit off your shoulder, you're going to be golden. And one thing that you might be in, or it's going to happen after 6 months, is you're going to feel fucking burnout. Burnout is the thing that kills 80 to 90% of people from delivering their dreams. You want that touchdown, but it's coming for everyone. But how do you do it? You just keep pushing forward. Even when you feel burnt out, you're going to have to run through the heat. And after that, it's okay if the burnout wins. Just take a pause. Figure out if this is actually something you want. I feel like pausing is okay. It doesn't mean you quit. It just means that you might be in a bad headspace right now and you need to rethink your plan or the situation you're in right now. There was nothing wrong with pausing. I remember when I first started a YouTube channel a while ago, it just burnt the fuck out of me because I wasn't gaining subscribers fast enough. I thought, oh, if I just keep uploading at least twice a week, something will happen. But that's a bunch of baloney. Fucking who told you that shit? You have to upload good quality information that has a lot of stuff people can relate to. It might be funny. It might be, well, depending on whatever it is. Mine was an anime channel, but my editing was complete bullshit. There's so many other anime channels that don't even blow up, even though they're pretty good. And in that long break, in that off season, you're going to want to relax, meditate, and figure out, was that even something that I actually wanted to do? Or is that actually helping me right now? If you have many, many goals, you might want to switch to a different one. And then later in life, if it comes back, it comes back. If not, it wasn't even worth your time. Maybe it was something that you looked at, like a way to make fast money. The reason why it wasn't working out is because you're so about the money and not about the craft. I would say the only time that pausing could be looked at as bad is if you pause and literally don't do anything, go back to your bad habits. That's not what you want to do. You want to keep pursuing these good habits while taking a pause on whatever you're burning out on. And also, if the pause is too long, like a month, come on, bro. You serious? You don't need that long. You need about 2 to 3 weeks. And once that pause is done, you figure it out. If you wait too long, you might think, eventually, maybe, and then the year will pass and now you feel like complete shit. I think the big thing is if you pause for too long and everything around you falls down, you might end up being depressed, which is something that happened to me as a hikikomori. Everything just fucking fell down on its fucking knees. And it wasn't the hot girls at all. It was just me being depressed, wanking it. Let me give you an example of all this shit that happened to me. How I made a note, how I tried to make all these good habits, how I made all the mistakes, and I took a pause to figure out if this was something I wanted to do. I think I would give the example here, but it was a YouTube channel. I've tried so many years building these YouTube channels that would go to like maybe 2K at most, even though I uploaded, well, I'd upload once a month a really high quality video that I thought would be very popular, but nah, people didn't bite. They thought it was fucking awful. So what I do after all those channels I started, I think I started like 3 of them. I ended up taking a pause, reflecting if this is even fucking what I wanted. Was I only there for the money? Probably. It was like 90% just for the money. But I did like anime, and I feel like I wanted to keep going, but 4 years was just, I guess, not enough at the time. And so I try to keep these good habits. As I told you, they fucking fail because the analytics just look awful. Or you can take the analytics and think, oh, life is just not working out for you. So what do? I just decided to say, all right, after these 2-3 weeks, I'm back at it. I won't stop. I'll keep going. And this is where one of the channels actually hit 100K. And I finally could just not go to all these jobs anymore. I could just quit. Since I'm already here, I'm making money. But why am I making this channel? It's because I actually want to help people, give information that I wanted to know when I was fumbling, when I feel depressed, very sad, when I just felt like, what the hell is this world even about? I'm just sitting here miserable, not knowing shit. And all these people are lying to me online. Where do I find all the good information? And that's why I'm here to help you out with that. If you made it to the end of this video, hit the subscribe and the like. And if you can find it wherever it is, because I don't know where it is, hit the hype button so more people can get this information. The internet needs it because people are just fucking crazy out here. And on top of that, let me know in the comment section below what's something that you want to learn this year that I can teach you. Typically it's stuff about motivation, mindset, life, stuff like that. I can make a video on it. So leave it down below. And also tell me what's your New Year's resolution for this year. All right, peace. This is the part where I tell you about the business that's coming out soon. I'm here to help you guys with personal one-on-one coaching or videos that can help your specific need. I'm trying to help as many people in the same situation as I was. So if that's something that you want to do or something that you know that you want to purchase, that's coming soon.